Do you know Karl von Drais? He was a German, and why we remember him today? Because this man in 1817 put together a contraption that was terrible and has two wheels. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the bicycle. Today, the bicycle is emerging as an unarmed hero, helping Nigerians and people all over the world to first cut transportation costs. It's also combating climate change by reducing and eradicating, hopefully in the nearest future, air pollution. And finally, is helping many people to build fitness and wellness. When you cycle, when you ride, you are emerging as somebody who wants to be healthy, who wants to be strong, objective, focused, determined, resilient. And that's why today on Weekend Deal, there's much talk, so much talk about cycling and the bicycle revolution. We'll also take time to mark Eid al-Kabir. You know, it was on June 28th, so we want to join Muslim Ummah in Nigeria and all over the world to remember that day and that celebration. It is indeed to commemorate Ibrahim, who obeyed the word of Allah and was ready to sacrifice his son Ishmael, as well as to enjoin everyone to stay kind and compassionate. My name is Thelma Obad. Welcome to Weekend Deal. Be a part of our program. It will be interactive as always. The bicycle revolution. We called the bicycle early on the unarmed hero, and of course Dr. Andrew is here with us. Dr. Andrew is here. He's just touched down at the NTA. He'll be our guest. He'll come along with Comfort Olga. He's just riding in now. We have him here. He'll talk about the bicycle revolution. He's riding in. Dr. Andrew is here. He's here with us to talk about bicycle, the impact it's making, and coincidentally, he's also a medical doctor. And of course, we'll get to hear about the health benefits. Dr. Andrew, it's great to have you with us. It's great to have you with us this morning. Nice of you. And Comfort Olga is also here. Comfort, it's great to have you join us this morning. Dr. Andrew, how are you? Great. How was the ride over here?
Good.
It was good, yes. Comfort, great to have you with us. Well, it's the bicycle revolution. We'll take our first break. We will be back. Don't go anywhere. Our bicycle from 1817, when the German Karl von Drais put this together with a saddle bar and a steering. It's now taking center stage such that today we're talking about bicycle revolution. Does it mean that the bicycle is taking over? Are there inherent benefits for everyone? Francis sets the tone with our background feature as it chats with Olaiwaju also.
Amsterdam, the capital of Netherlands, is called the bicycle capital of the world because there are over 810,000 bicycles in Amsterdam alone. And 54% of Dutch who live in Amsterdam, 54% of them from age 12, they ride bicycle on a daily basis. There's no day in the year that they don't ride bicycle. It's also big in countries like Switzerland and a country like USA, you know, but Amsterdam is just number one in the whole world. If you ride bicycle for 1 hour, it's stated that you have burnt between 400 to 700 calories, you for the 1 hour you ride bicycle. So you can imagine someone that rides bicycle for 2 hours on a daily basis. So it makes you to lose weight if you want to lose weight. So cycling is a very good way to lose weight. And most of the problems that we have medically are weight related. Obesity is actually the foundation of a lot of sicknesses in the world, high blood pressure, diabetes, and so on and so forth. So in the area of physical fitness and in the area of reducing obesity, you burn calorie a lot. And some people say that if you ride bicycle, for example, it helps you to de-stress. So when you are riding bicycle, you're able to clear your brain, and then you're able to de-stress. The environmental factors in Nigeria are the reason why we cannot benefit from cycling immediately, because our cities are not well planned. And look at a city like Abuja, for example. A city that is well planned like Abuja has no bicycle lane. But look at most of our estates. There are no walkways. No clear-cut walkways in many of them. The one that had walkways, our cultural, habit of, for example, somebody wants to do maintenance in his house, so he now packs a load of sand and tip it in the walkway. So that's the end of the walkway in that particular area. Not to now talk of bicycle lane even inside the estate. Now look at a city like London. If you are driving through a city like London, you will see bicycle drawn all over the road. You see, I'm sure you have seen it several times. You see bicycle drawn all over the road. And you will never see somebody is driving a car, no matter how, terrible the traffic situation is, the hold up or traffic jam is, it will not go and pass that bicycle lane. Ojomadoke tried when he was there. Okay, now all this now these things I told you were not done. Number one, there was no preparing of the people through a campaign. It has to start with a campaign. As the campaign is going on, the planning and design and redesign of the roads will be following suit. Now, Ojomadoke just introduced it, not because fuel increased then, but because he was trying, as a Minister of Transportation, to say, look, this will keep us fit as a people. He introduced it from the angle of fitness. And the commercial, later commercial, Chidoka, was his PA then. So he did it. So he was riding bicycle from his Maitama office to Federal Secretariat. But for how long? After about 1 month, he stopped. So this thing is not just something that you just do as a flash in the pan. It has to be well planned, well programmed. And for example, now this removal of subsidy has taught us this lesson, that in another 10 years from now, that's where we should be. So the planning should start now. I have entered a train before in London where someone who is mayor of another of the cities in London was in the same train with me. You understand me? So later, they moved forward by leading by example. Mayor of London was driving bicycle to the office. So when mayor is driving bicycle to the office, even if the policy was not there before, then the policymakers have to quickly say, we don't want our mayor to be knocked down. And those roads started being marked with bicycle, signs so that people will know. So we have to start with the policy of number one, this system that we're running now is not sustainable. Number two, we have to prepare for this sustainable mobility system that the developed world are catching a fad of. If you are going to construct a new road, that road must have motor lane, bicycle lane. It must be a policy. And once it's a policy, we now begin to look into our industries. Now we are going to move our people, 200 million people, to be riding bicycle. Are we going to be importing these bicycles? So we must have a policy that encourage Nigerian companies, Nigerian manufacturers, to now begin to manufacture bicycles. So offices now must begin to create, wash areas, so that when you have driven bicycle to work for 1 hour and you are sweated, you quickly get in there and shower. I know a lot of my friends that before they go to work early in the morning, they have gone to the gym. And in the gym, they shower and they dress before going to work. So our workplaces must be able to get, people ready.
Our focus, therefore, on Weekend Deal today will be bicycle revolution in Nigeria. Weekend Deal!
the bicycle revolution in Nigeria. Of course, you must know that many countries are already using the bicycle. In fact, I heard just about the Netherlands, we hear about Denmark, United States, Germany, the United Kingdom. But today we're talking about Nigeria and cycling, using the bicycle. We are saying is the unarmed hero. Join me to meet and welcome Dr. Andrew Esebonwa. Thank you so much for joining us. Comfort Olga, a pharmacist. He's a medical doctor. Great to have you on Weekend Deal. We've been chatting with them for a while. We know that they're in a group. Dr. Andrew, tell us about your group of people who ride often.
So thank you for having us here. We are a group of people, diverse, between all ages, and sometime in 2016 we came together to form a group, a few of us called the Chain Gang. The name Chain Gang comes from the fact that a chain is made of links, and if any link breaks up, you can't ride anymore. So
you are strong as a weakest link.
Yeah, so that's basically why we came together. But since we've come together, we've been promoting cycling across the country, starting from Abuja. We started having clinics where we teach people. One of the challenges we noted early on was that a lot of people actually could not learn how to ride a bicycle. So early on, we started promoting, getting people to get on bikes, kids, of all ages. Because cycling comes from kids. I started learning cycling when I was 5. My son started riding when he was 3.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
When we were young, many of us had bicycles. Yes, when our parents bought a bicycle, even if you had 5 children, that one bicycle, everybody you ride, you inherit, you hand over, neighbor would take, your nieces, nephews, it's been fun. But now, adults are riding, comfort, share with us. I know you have a day job, you are a pharmacist, but you take time to ride. You are part of a culture that is building and gaining momentum in Nigeria. Are your children riding with you?
Absolutely, my children ride. And I ride every day as part of health maintenance, as part of environment contribution to the environment. So, and because of the nature of my work, because I work from home, you have to have a constantly active life. Otherwise, it's easy to just relax and not, do your exercises. So I found cycling as a very perfect exercise for me, and I do it every day. And of course, my children are imbibing the culture of cycling. They each have their their bicycles, and I encourage them. During the holidays, I make sure that they have at least 30 minutes of cycling per day.
Interesting. How much fun. I do know that come tomorrow, I'm going to jam up with you guys. I'm coming with my daughter and lots of friends. Oyi has been doing some research about the health benefits of cycling, and that is making it regular. Oyi, please share.
Riding a bicycle is fun and one of the exciting aerobic workouts for all ages. It is relaxing for some people to ride bicycle to the shops, parks, school, and work. When you cycle, you improve that core component or that part of exercise which is balancing and even posturing as you cycle over time. And of course, other things that cycling gives to you is that it improves the benefit of sleep, as in it improves your sleep pressure over time. So by the time you cycle in the morning, enjoy the sun and vitamin D that you get from the sun and all of that. Bicycling promotes weight loss, which makes you look smarter and attractive.
And for the health benefits, we have in terms of losing weight, can help with weight loss. If you can ride a bike, anybody can cycle. Or if you can afford to have that cycling machine at home, you can do it at home if you don't want to ride around the streets.
So to achieve weight loss, so you would have to at least cycle, do moderate intensity cycling, which is pedaling for over, let's say, 12 to 16 kilometers per hour. That would help you
lose some weight, or you can do rigorous, that's uphill or over 20 kilometers per hour. So that can help you shed weight. But of course, if you do that, let's say like an hour daily or 5 times a week, side by side your diet, of course, not just cycling, that would help you lose weight.
It may also interest you to know that bicycling helps to reduce stress at work and improves your emotional well-being.
That you can also benefit from serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins that are secreted when you cycle, which is very good for your mental well-being. So it can push away depression and anxiety. When you exercise, it boosts your immune system. It helps with the cardiovascular system. So maintaining the helping the cardiovascular system, boosting the cardiovascular system will help blood flow through all the to the heart, the kidneys, to the brain, and all of that. It can help prevent hypertension, diabetes, and other non-communicable diseases. Once you start, it's beautiful. So you can start from where you are and then take it up, increase the tempo over time. So you can start right away.
Cycling is easy to fit into your daily routine. Beyond being a hobby, it would be a great idea to adopt cycling as another means of transportation, especially amid the current fuel issues.
We do know that if you want to do anything and succeed, health is first. Before you seek wealth, you seek health. And nowadays, with the cycling and the bicycle, you can actually achieve great health easy peasy. Or is it easy peasy? Comfort, is it easy peasy?
It is easy peasy. It is easy peasy, yes. When you make it a lifestyle, it is really easy peasy.
So you say, Dr. Andrew, talking about medical checks, you've been advised over time that before you set about any exercise, in fact, your cardiovascular health, mental health, and all of that, you need to get checked out. Are you having people who have never worked out before just come and cycle?
So thank you for that question. What we found out is that cycling gives you a spectrum. So you can start, and it's very low impact. So some people have issues with their knees, which is like jogging is high impact, that puts a lot of pressure on your knees. What cycling does is that it allows you to have a low impact exercise, which is graduated. So you can start from just having a ride for just maybe 10 minutes and we graduate it upwards. Of course, medical health checks are always necessary. We encourage people, as a public health expert myself, we encourage people to get their checks done. And we don't move you into going on to trails and the rest. It's graduated. So we have kids that come to our cycling clinics and they do just ride around. We have people that are semi-professionals. We have amateurs. For myself, I'm an amateur.
How many years?
Well, I've been
when it comes to pro, what determines amateur or pro? Or
we actually have a cycling federation in Nigeria that actually has that as professionals. That
so for you, just for fun and fitness?
Yes, it's for my general well-being, for fitness. Cycling has so many benefits. I usually say sometimes that I was unwell for a few periods of time. I had a burnout, and cycling was one of the key things that brought me out of my burnout when I was ill. It gives you a general well-being. It allows you to have that feeling of happiness. There are some hormones, I don't say we talked about them, that are released when you cycle. So cyclists are generally very happy people. And I'm sure when you look at the countries that have people that are happy, Denmark and
many of them are cycling. And you have the ambassador here, you do know. We'll chat with him in the course of the show. But let me ask you, what I was really emphasizing is, someone can start to cycle without having medical checks. Some people have not worked out before. Apart from seeing their friend out from their front door to the person's car at home, they wake up in the morning, they enter the vehicle, there's air condition, come down from the car, enter the office, air condition, go pick the children from school, just from the car to the gate. There's no other form of exercise that has been conducted over time. Can they just come on board and cycle? I know they have you to tell them what's up with them and all of that, but oughtn't they to get a more professional medical check up before they start?
So for people that have been having any pre-existing conditions, It's always good to have your medical checkup before you do any strenuous activity. But cycling comes, as I said, it's like walking. And as I said, it comes graduated. So there are people that just cycle within their estates. And of course, for any physical activity, there has a strain. It's always good to have a check from your medical professional before you go into that. But as I said, it's like walking. You have kids.
You go at your own pace.
Yes, exactly.
You build impact and you graduate as you move on. Comfort, I know you are a pharmacist. Are you out there dispensing Medicare to members of your class?
As needed.
As needed. Fantastic.
When we have we have an annual competition, and so we have a team, doctors, pharmacists that take care of people while they ride.
Oh,
so as needed,
you prefer the needed medical advice.
Absolutely.
Interesting. We can't wait to come on board. But tell us, when you see bicycles, we thought they were really affordable. We thought the common man in quotes could just go out there, pick one. Now we see you need to check your account here and there because there are different models out there. You have, some that are really automated. They're really like, it's a big deal to have them, sports bikes and all of that. We are talking about a revolution. So we're expecting more people to look at the positives of the bicycle. How achievable is this?
Oh, extremely achievable. Extremely achievable. As Dr. Andrew said, it's a graduated thing, right? So you don't go from 0 to 100. You can take it at whatever level you are. There are bicycles for every class, every person, everybody. Okay. You have bicycles for children, you have bicycles for teenagers, you have bicycles for adults, and of course the cost is also graduated accordingly. And then as your professional level and your love for cycling grows, you move from one cycle to the other.
Into the process.
When I started with the cheapest bicycle I could find, and then gradually I'm increasing. You find the need as your love for it increases. You find the need to move to a higher level and a higher level. But having said that, we have to put the cost and the benefits side by side. And when you do that, you will definitely see that there is a benefit to riding bicycles anytime, any day. Okay? And then of course we have to look at the safety component. We have to look at how safe is it to ride, and we need cities that are safe for people to ride.
We'll talk about the lanes, but let's also emphasize the fact that bicycles are non-emitted.
Absolutely.
Transportation counts.
Absolutely, especially with these days. I think it's been said. We can't say it enough. With fuel at about 500 plus, if you need to move from point A to point B, bicycle is very efficient. I remember some years ago we had a former Minister of Transportation, I think in Nigeria, that was promoting cycling. And at that time I thought he was crazy. I actually thought he was crazy.
But you know that in a few years' time we'll be sitting here with us at the NTA and talking about the revolution that is the bicycle.
Absolutely.
Well, I know that men and women are riding, but oftentimes we need to be in some kind of gear to ride. But Uma and Dayo are demystifying that even if you're not in your trousers, you don't have your pair of jeans or your workout clothes, don't say I can't ride at a particular time. Well, Uma wore her hijab and she puts this on show for us. Dayo, please show us.
The removal of fuel subsidy is no longer news, and the attendant upsurge in price of PMS that followed has put many Nigerians on alternative transportation alert. The impact is already being felt in transportation fares around the cities, everywhere in the country. Cycling definitely is gaining more traction now than ever before. Our forefathers had used bicycles with ease, but city life and its sophistication impressed upon many vehicle riding tendencies.
Anybody can learn how to ride bicycle.
Experts have often shared the benefits of cycling, enumerating the many healthy outcomes, adding that it can also serve as a convenient means of transportation. Would you consider riding a bicycle to your office?
I'm thinking of buying one, but the distance to cover in Abuja is usually high, so we can only use it within local vicinity.
I think I need to get a bicycle and learn how to ride so that I will ride from my house to the office and back home.
No, it's too far.
No, I don't know how to ride bicycle.
So with the current situation of the country, I would have loved to ride the bicycle to my office. But the problem there is that the distance and the challenges of Abuja road. That is my major fear.
I would be scared.
No, I don't think I can allow her to ride bicycle. But due to the current situation now, I think maybe I can start teaching her maybe how to ride the bicycle.
Yeah, I can encourage her because it's not easy. It's not easy.
I will dress normal the way I used to dress.
Now when I get a bicycle, I will get outfits that will fit the bicycle. When I reach the office, I will not change.
Many observers have pointed out that some dress codes might not match or give convenience with bicycle riding.
You can wear a hijab to ride your bicycle, to skate, to run. Hijab has nothing to do with deterring you from achieving what you want to do.
It has to be a free cloth, like jeans, trouser. You feel comfortable. You have a sneakers on, it's better. Just in case of accident and all of those, so you feel safe.
History, tradition and principles of bicycle riding across the globe have shown that dress code do not diminish effective cycling. What matters is the rider's skills. So, if you want to cover distance and avoid fuel costs, sharpen your cycling skills by training well with the clothes you are comfortable in, and with improved road network and infrastructure, you can boldly say, we move.
We move. It's time for you to move. Uma is moving. Daya's moving. Comfort is moving. Dr. Andrew's definitely on the move. Can we move together is the thing. Talking about women's dress code, comfort. I know this is your usual attach to ride. We saw Uma do it in her hijab. So we're saying that what you wear shouldn't limit you. We also talked about riding your bicycle to the office. How doable is that? I know many of you put your bicycles on your car and then get to a point, a safe point, and then you ride. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's absolutely doable. It's absolutely safe. So a woman can ride, as you saw. Someone was riding in her hijab, and I think someone also advocated that you can be properly outfitted, and then when you get to the office, you can change into something more office-oriented. Because of course, when you're riding, you need to be safety conscious. Helmet is very critical because anything can happen. Yes, anything can happen at any point, and you do want to be protected. You need to protect yourself. You need to have your gloves on. You need to be properly attired for your ride. And so, woman, man, whoever you are, you can be properly attired when you're riding, and then you get to the office. You have a change of clothes, and you carry on with your day. So yes.
It's good if you can use your hijab or your regular clothes, but it is better if you are properly outfitted. I guess this is to prevent
when you have a fall.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When you have a fall, it's to protect your head from having any injury.
Interesting. Great learning that. Dr. Andrew, there's been much talk about mapped out lanes. In fact, on World Bicycle Day, June 3rd, we heard the Permanent Secretary say that the FCC is going to start it. So how important is it to have mapped out lanes for bicycles?
I mean, I was really excited when I heard that from the officials. But it's clear the first thing that most people fear about cycling is safety. They fear they might fall, and safety becomes very critical to any cycling people. And cycling also builds on the SDGs. About 10 of the SDGs are all related to cycling. So going back to the question specifically, it's important that we put into our planning the need to safety. And so for you to ride safely to the office, there must be areas where the speed limits are reduced so that cars cannot speed. Normally we usually say about 30 kilometers per hour in areas where people are cycling. So that reduces incidents, any issue of possible accidents. So accidents occur when there's a lot of speed. Then having dedicated lanes. In most of the cities where people ride safely, they don't struggle the road with the motorists. Even in the UK and Netherlands, they have dedicated lanes. And this has to be factored into our town planning to ensure that we have these lanes that can take you safely from point A to point B. And also, in addition to safety and comfort, I mentioned the helmets, and also mentioned also it's important to have lights on. When you ride, there are certain colors that make you more visible to the eye in comparison.
Like this neon green you're putting on.
Excellent.
Can be spotted right from afar.
So if you have small lights you can put, allows motorists to see you easily from afar. I think those 4 critical things.
What about the whistle? My colleague tells me that he always has his whistle.
So I also have a whistle, yes. I have one here.
Let's hear the sound. So you use that?
So I use that. The sound goes much further than your voice. So when you whistle, people can be alerted about you're around, and they can give you that space. And also drivers, you hear the whistle too. Sometimes you can get it on itself, and of course everything
just for that to get to a junction, so
and
that you alert other road users.
Excellent.
Great chatting with you guys. Comfort, Olga. It's been a real pleasure. I just can't wait to be a part of your free clinic. Dr. Andrew, thank you. Thank you for coming on board with your team with enthusiasm and excitement. And we latched on very quickly, and we'll continue to do it together. Hopefully, continuing tomorrow when we come for your free clinic, right?
We look forward to having you there.
Great. Thank you for coming on board, Weekend Deal. It's all about the bicycle revolution. Keep your comments coming in. We want to hear them. We want to share them. You're watching Weekend Deal. A big background. We will be right back. Don't go away. It's Weekend Deal. We've been talking about the bicycle revolution. It's tripodial in nature. First, it's cutting transportation costs. Should you be interested in embarking on using one? It's also a non-emitter, so air pollution eradicated. Finally, your health, your well-being, that productive you is going to give it an upgrade. Why do you need to wait? Perhaps it's time to get on board. But Ayuba takes a close look at what's happening in some foreign countries and tells us perhaps how Nigerians can latch on and get the best benefits of the bicycle. Ayuba, take it from here.
In a world of hustle and bustle, where time seems to fly by, there is a simple joy that has been rediscovered. The joy of bicycling. Across the globe, cities are transforming, embracing 2 wheels and weaving a new narrative of health, sustainability, and quality of life. From Amsterdam to Copenhagen, Portland to Bogota, cities have taken bold steps to prioritize bicycling and reshape their urban landscapes. Their efforts have yielded remarkable success stories that inspire and pave the way for change. And in Nigeria, recent harsh realities have prompted commuters to opt for cheaper means to get around. Bicycling is not just about getting from point A to B. It's a powerful catalyst for improving public health. Studies have shown that regular cycling reduces the risk of heart disease, obesity, and stress-related illnesses. By integrating cycling into daily routines, these cities have become beacons of well-being. Imagine cycling through tree-lined avenues, feeling the wind in your hair, and experiencing the vibrant pulse of the city. That's the reality of these transformed cities, where dedicated bike lanes and infrastructure make cycling safe and convenient for all. Beyond personal health, bicycling is a game changer for our environment. As cities grapple with pollution and climate change, the humble bicycle emerges as a hero. By choosing pedal power over fossil fuels, we can reduce carbon emissions, improve air quality, and create cleaner, greener cities. Innovative bike-sharing programs have taken root, offering affordable and accessible options for people to embrace cycling. Governments have invested in extensive networks of protected bike lanes, seamlessly connecting neighborhoods and fostering a sense of community. When cities prioritize bicycles, they transform into vibrant, livable spaces. Streets become more people-centered, with less noise, congestion, and stress. A bicycle-friendly city fosters a sense of belonging, promotes interaction, and empowers individuals to reclaim their urban environments. Picture families cycling together, children discovering the joy of freedom and independence, and communities gathering in vibrant bicycle-friendly areas. These cities have shown that by embracing bicycles, they can create spaces where people thrive, fostering a harmonious balance between humans and their surroundings. The success stories of these cities should inspire us all. They demonstrate that with vision, determination, and a collective effort, we can transform our own cities into havens for bicycling. We have the power to redefine our future, one pedal stroke at a time. So, let us all embark on this journey of change. Let us imagine cities where bicycles reign supreme, where the hum of wheels fills the air, and where a healthier, greener, and more connected world awaits. The power to share our future lies within us. Let's pedal together towards a brighter tomorrow.
Ayuba is saying, Ayuba has said, Ayuba is reminding us that let's pedal together towards a brighter future where there's less air pollution, and it says the bicycle could be the game changer. I have a Dane with me. He's come all the way from Denmark, but I met him here. He's in Nigeria. He's the Danish ambassador to Nigeria. He says to call him Ambassador Sune. Ambassador Sune, you're welcome to Weekend Girl. I know you've been in Nigeria, so I also thought you'd come with your bicycle, because Denmark is doing excellent things with the bicycle. In fact, you were telling me how the Prime Minister rides a bicycle. Where? True story?
True story, yes.
Or is it fiction?
It isn't. It's a true story, and thank you very much for inviting me here. And it was great to meet a couple of bicycle enthusiasts on my way in here, and listen to them share their perspectives on why bicycling is important, why it's a great form of exercise. And it's a true story. When I'm in Denmark and I go to work in Denmark, I often meet politicians and high-ranking officials in the morning traffic on their bicycles on their way to work. So cycling in Denmark is for everybody.
Is a norm.
It's a norm. There is a symbolic relationship between Danes and their bikes. Bikes were introduced in 1880, and the use of bikes has just continued to grow. And
why do Danish people? Why do you like the bicycle?
It's earlier on it was actually referred to as the freedom machine, because it allowed people to move freely around and get around easily in a cheap way. So today that has grown into a bicycling culture where children, adults, they all cycle, and it's for all social classes. So whether it's just for getting from point A to B, or whether it's for exercise, as we heard Dr. Andrew and comfort say. Yeah, it's a bit of everything for the day.
Or the one freedom.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Tell us about what we're trying to bring to the fore now, as more people latch on to this bicycle, to this methodology of movement from place to place. Easy peasy, some say. But we know those things that enable people to be more comfortable on the road. I know that in Denmark you have a
bike
place
lanes.
where, yes, bike lanes.
Separate bike lanes, that's true. And we have thousands of kilometers of separate bike lanes for cyclists to use. And I think the infrastructure around cycling is very important. You have to provide proper bicycle infrastructure. Otherwise people won't use it, people won't feel safe. You also had to discuss it with Dr. Andrews and comfort. Safety is important. People, cyclists need to feel safe. So, in Denmark, we've established, invested hundreds of millions of dollars in bicycle infrastructure, and studies show that if you establish bike lanes, bicycle traffic will grow with as much as 10 to 20%.
Reduce, you mean?
No, it will grow the bicycle traffic.
Okay.
Yeah, and vehicle traffic will reduce with 10%. So there are a number of benefits for quality of life and air pollution and so on.
So I did also hear that the life expectancy in Denmark is high.
It's quite high, and
and many attribute this to the excellent habit of bicycling.
True.
Tell us about that.
True. So it's true that, and we also heard that from Dr. Andrews, that there are a number of health benefits related to this, and studies have shown that that people live longer because they exercise on a daily basis, and it also actually saves a lot of money for the state, from the government side, because expenses for healthcare are reduced in general. So it's an important part of improving populations' general
promoting
well-being.
longevity. So what is typical in Denmark is to come to a house and you see bicycles parked outside, like 10 or 20.
True.
Some family members have 2 or 3.
That's true. And so we're a small country, 5.8 million people.
Indeed.
But and 7 out of 10 Danes own and use a bike.
Do they also have cars?
Most people also have cars, but they use their bikes on a daily basis. And then when you look at the capital, Copenhagen, that number is actually 9 out of 10 people that own and use a bicycle on a daily basis.
So what about you being in Nigeria now? I know that you may be the norm to see you with your bicycle. Do you really use your bicycle in the gym?
I miss my bike a lot.
You left it in Denmark.
I left it in Denmark, and I miss it a lot. I really want to explore Nigeria, and I would prefer to do it on my bike.
Fantastic. We know you'll get one soon. After all, we just spoke with Comfort and Dr. Andrew, and they were telling us that at every stage in your riding experience, there's a bicycle for you. I put together a package where I was talking with a colleague of mine as well as an engineer who has been involved with some of the SDGs and talked about climate change and how the bicycle can be a proponent for safer spaces, great air, and all of that. Let's see that package where I spoke with Engineer Femi and Engineer Kim.
You need I want you to wear your complete.
Part of the safety again is to try and get people to wear it. I'm a researcher and climate change advocate. I don't want to implement a cycling culture in Nigeria using the Paris Climate Change Landmark Agreement, using bicycles since they are non-emitters.
I have a car I drive Monday to Friday, but on weekends I go on my bicycle and I come to work with it. I achieve 2 or 3 things. One, it takes me to the office. Second, I have pleasure in doing it. Then third, I exercise myself. From Apple area, it's about 4 kilometers away from here. I set out very early because at that time the volume of cars on the road will have reduced, or they wouldn't have gone to the peak, so fewer cars will be on the road. I'm a very safety conscious person. I go with my whistle. As I'm approaching a junction, I blow the whistle so that every other car drivers or the users of the road will be conscious of another user who is also approaching. When I'm going home around 4-5, then too the volume of cars on the road will have also reduced. So at that time I ride quietly, gently, consciously, and I take safety as very important. Had it been when our road had been constructed, they consider bikes, then it will have encouraged a lot of people to have bikes and also to ride on it, since there are dedicated map-out lane for them. Once a lot of people are now engaging in it, the government will see it necessary to also provide lanes for them.
Cycling as a lifestyle. Very interesting to note that Efe Lovina has qualified for the 2024 Olympic Games. She's cycling her way to laurels and great awards and recognition, not just for herself, but for Nigeria as well. Ambassador Sine. That means that the culture has already taken root in Nigeria. We just wanted to latch on more. I was talking about, we just married a bit of our gist, because you know, if you eat healthy, you're also promoting great health. And you told me you like our suya.
I do. I love the suya. But I have, I feel that there are so many other things I could taste from the Nigerian kitchen.
You need to get on board quickly. 2 years, you're missing out.
Yeah.
And if you watch our program regularly, like 2 months ago, we talked about cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrated our cuisines from 36 states of the Federation.
Okay, very good. I need to get out there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed, fantastic. Okay, now we talk about infrastructure for cycling. World Bicycle Day was June 3rd, and coincidentally we had the permanent secretary in the FCT talk about infrastructural development for bicycles being brought to the fore in Abuja. Did you hear about that?
I heard about it, and I think it's a great announcement. I think it's a good ambition to have. As we talked about earlier, it's, providing the right infrastructure is key to promote a bicycling culture. And so if you want to reduce the number of cars on the roads, and if you want to improve the air quality, the quality of air, then I think it's a necessary step.
Indeed. So in Denmark, for example, you have school children also riding to school?
Absolutely, yeah. So studies in Denmark show that 65% of all children use their bikes to go to school if they stay within 3 kilometers from the school. So this is just an integrated part of children's lives. My own children learned to bike when they were 3 years old. Yeah. So people grow up with bikes and on bikes, and we even use our bikes to go on holiday.
So you go for camping, bicycle tours. What about competitions?
And competitions, we do that a lot in Denmark. And actually, the last winner of the world's biggest competition, Tour de France, was Danish Jonas Vingegaard. And Tour de France started in Denmark last year, had its opening stage in Denmark last year. So the Danes are really enthusiastic about cycling.
Interesting. And coincidentally, when I was talking with Engineer Femi, and it's part of my future, I did go to see the velodrome in at National Stadium in Abuja. And in 2019, Nigeria played host to many other countries in Africa, and there was a competition. And we won like 10, 20 gold medals alongside with silver and bronze. So it does show that we have very capable and competent people who are already cycling and gaining the inherent benefits.
There's a lot of talent out there. I have no doubt about that, and there are a number of cyclists that do very well in competitions from the African continent, from South Africa and Eritrea as well. So So why not Nigeria?
Yeah, we never rest on our arms. Let me take a few messages. Omeya Sunday is written us from Unsuka. It says the bicycle is a sure alternative to environmental pollution. He says that because it's a non-emitter, like we established earlier. It also saves transportation costs. We already established that. You know that with the removal of fuel subsidy, there's been some increment in the premium motor spirit. They said we need to embrace it fully to tap from its huge benefits. And says, good thing you have the ambassador to Nigeria from Denmark with you this morning. He will also continue to spread the message within and outside Nigeria. So, Ambassador, great. People will recognize the fact that you've achieved quite a bit in Denmark and you're coming to share your experiences with us. Okay, Akinola Ololade from Ilori in Kwara State. It says, cycling will strengthen and strengthen us and make us more healthy. It said, but the small danger I see in that is that the infrastructure is not readily available. But we did share what the Permanent Secretary said on World Bicycle Day about something will be done soon in the Federal Capital Territory. In your final words, Ambassador, what ought we to take away? We start this episode, the bicycle revolution. It's coming. We say it's an unarmed hero.
Yeah.
Some people even have the bicycle in their home. They're not even using it. Perhaps they did not see the importance before now.
Yeah, I agree. And the Danish bicycle revolution started many years ago. And but it's stories continue to be added to that revolution of the bicycle culture in Denmark. I think there is a lot of potential here in Nigeria to develop the bicycle culture. Transportation costs is of course one issue that could be addressed, but there are also a number of environmental benefits, health benefits, and so on. So I think Nigeria should really prioritize.
We should come on board.
Yeah.
Perhaps a strong partnership between Denmark and Nigeria is starting today.
That would be lovely, yeah.
Especially as we're sharing this simple message about the freedom machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great having you with us on Weekend Girl. Thank you for making the time, Ambassador Sune. We know for short notice. Thank you for coming. And we hope you'll come again and again to share other interesting and dynamic stories about Denmark and about the growing synergy and symbiotic relationship between Nigeria and Denmark.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you indeed for making the time. You're watching Weekend Girl. Always great to get your perspective on what we're discussing. We'll take a break. When we come back, there is more. Don't go anywhere. Weekend Deal. Interesting one indeed. It's always great to have you be a part of our program on Weekend Deal, and especially today as we've been talking about the bicycle revolution. In 1817, a very curious person, a curious German, decided to birth something uncommon that the Danish ambassador described as a freedom machine. We're talking about the bicycle. Very simple. Although it has two wheels, it has a tripodal nature as it sure sounds a benefit to us here in the country and all over the world. We know that in the Netherlands, in Denmark, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Germany, in many countries of the world, using the bicycle is now second nature. In fact, is a more common means of transportation in Denmark and Netherlands than the car, where we hear that the Prime Minister sometimes just takes his bicycle to the office and alongside other ministers and members of his cabinet. It is our hope that now that the benefits are becoming more obvious, talking about the health benefits, talking about saving our air in terms of fighting climate change, because the bicycle is a non-emitter, and of course, if we want to cut transportation costs, the bicycle may be the unarmed hero that will come to the rescue for many. Join us again tomorrow. We'll still talk about the bicycle revolution. We have another set of interesting and dynamic people who have also been at the front gear talking about the bicycle, cycling, and its inherent benefits. From all of us here, it's bye-bye, and a big thank you to you for always being there to participate in our package. God bless Nigeria.